How you doing, Real Motivation? Terrance McKinney back with a new video. In today's video, we're going to talk about going the extra mile. I'm going to give you 5 different ways why going that extra mile or how going that extra mile can boost your career. But before we jump into that, I need everybody who ain't subscribed to my page to go ahead now and hit the subscribe button and go ahead now and hit the like button. I want y'all to do that because that's how YouTube promote the videos on their own, and that's how we get this information out to everybody. And we want to share this information with everybody so we can help out somebody else. All right, let's get into it. Number 1, when you're going that extra mile, you see results faster. You see results faster because average people do the bare minimum. And if you want to stand out for being average, then you got to go above being average. And so you got to do more. And when you go that extra mile, you see the results faster. If you're trying to level up and get that next position at work, you know how you want to stand out? By putting in extra work. That's showing up a half hour early or staying a half hour later. Taking those assignments that don't nobody else want, or taking that job or that case that don't nobody else want, or doing something that don't nobody else want to do. Volunteering yourself. Going the extra mile, you see those results faster, and that creates opportunities. So when it does come time for a promotion, or it does come time for some type of elevation and whatever you're doing, you're going to be the first person that your supervisor or your boss think of because they see you putting in that work. And most of the time, promotions go to the people who seem the hungriest, or the people who seem like they want it the most, who seem like when they get the job, they're gonna sell it. They're gonna excel at it the most. That's just like, if you playing sports and you trying to get that starting point guard position, or you trying to get that starting quarterback position, and you see the person you competing with in the gym for a half an hour or an hour, then to get a little bit advantage on them, then you're gonna have to be in there for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you're gonna have to be in there doing everything they doing plus 1 or 2. So you building yourself up, and you seeing the results faster, and that comes from going that extra mile. Number 2, when you go that extra mile, it gains a reputation, and that's a good reputation you want to have. You stand out. When somebody needs something done, they're gonna go to you first because they know that you deliver on your work and you give more than what you promised. So you get a reputation for that, and that's a good reputation. That's a reputation that you want to have. You want to have the reputation of somebody who take care of their business and who provide on whatever service they provide for, and they go that extra mile. They give you more than what you paid for, because if you in the business world, customers love spending they love value, and they love getting the most for the bang out of their buck. And when it comes to spending their money, they're going to spend their money with the person they can get the most up out of. So if you in any business or any service and you got customers or something like that, then you want to make sure that you're going extra mile, because you want that good reputation, and you want that reputation that's going to spread from person to person to person to person, and that way that blow up your business. Number 3, when you go on that extra mile, you get a chance to fix your mistakes. You get a chance to spend more time on your work, whatever you're doing, and that can be any field. If you in the office and you are a social worker, or you a secretary, or whatever you may doing, when you go on that extra mile, what they give you time to do. They give you time to look over your work, because you want to make sure the work that you providing is quality work, and that gives you a chance to fix your mistakes. And you want to be able to fix your mistakes, because average people, they can care less. They just doing the bare minimum, and they turning in their work, and the boss is sending it to them back and telling them fix this, fix that. But when you're taking that extra mile, you're taking the time, and you making sure everything that you do is up to quality. So you actually proofreading, you actually spell checked, and you actually making sure that you got the proper dates, the proper names on it. You actually making sure that everything is in place and where it needs to be. So you get a chance to fix your mistakes when you go on that extra mile. Number 4, when you go on that extra mile, it sets a culture. It creates good habits. Let's say you the owner or you the supervisor. When you go on that extra mile, everybody up under you is gonna follow suit, because you setting the tone. you providing the model for them to focus off of. So when they see you doing this and they see you doing that, they see you doing that, and you the leader, you the person in charge, they gonna naturally do everything you're doing because they know if the leader and the boss doing all this, then in order for me to stay here, to be on this team, or to fit in, I'm gonna have to go just as hard as he do. And then once you get everybody underneath you going as hard as you, guess what? You done set a culture. And now your culture is everybody in the building is going hard. Take for instance, Chick-fil-A. They got a culture of good customer service. I don't care if you go to this store on the east side, then travel 50 miles on the west side, then another 50 miles to the south side, and then another 100 miles to the north side. Anywhere you're going to go, you're going to get good quality service. The person at the speaker always going to be polite. The person at the window going to always say thank you, my pleasure. They're going to always be smiling. I don't care where you go to across the nation, the service pretty much doesn't change, and you can't get that in any other fast food restaurant. And you know why? Because the culture started from top up. And people know when they go to apply for Chick-fil-A, or Chick-fil-A, however you want to pronounce it, they know that they not even gonna get the job if they go into the interview with weak customer service skills, or not going in there friendly, or looking like they engaging, or looking like they gonna fit the team. And that's a great culture you want to have. And you running any business, you want that culture to start from the top up, because the only way it's going to trickle down if it do start from the top up, the top down. It's very hard for you to try to set a culture, you at the bottom, and work its way up. So you got to start at the top and work its way down. But when you go in that extra mile and you the owner, you the boss, you the supervisor, you set the tone, and that helps create a culture. And everybody want that winning culture. Look at Tom Brady. What he did with a team that was this last season, took a team that was nowhere to the Super Bowl and won it all, because he came in and he changed the culture. He gave them a winning culture, and I don't know, whatever he did behind the scenes, but whatever he did, he changed the whole culture, and they won a Super Bowl. He came from a winning culture, so everybody expected him to come in there with that winning mind frame, and that's what he did. So it started at the top. Number 5, it inspires you to find better ways to do things. When you go on that extra mile, you gonna naturally find better, more effective ways to do things. Why? Because you spending time on doing it. Anything you spending time on doing it, you're gonna find your own creative way to do it. And then you might even find your own creative way might be better than the way it's being done. But when you put that extra work in, you gonna come up with that, and you might stumble across maybe the best way to do it. Your method might be so much better than the old way that you can teach it, and now your way is everybody's ways. So when you go on that extra mile, it makes you think. It gets you on your toes, and it have you coming up with different ways to do things. And sometimes that can be the best way to get a problem fixed, is the way you thought of it. So when you go on that extra mile, it just makes you create, and it inspires you to find better ways to do things. So let's recap how going the extra mile can boost your career. Number 1, you see results faster. Number 2, you gain a reputation. Number 3, you get a chance to fix your mistakes. Number 4, it sets a culture. And number 5, it inspires you to find better ways to do things. Have a great day, Real Motivation.